So far, we've answered the first two questions of this lesson. The last one, what is the connection between critical thinking and critical writing? In other words, why do we need critical thinking in writing tasks? To answer the question, we need to take a closer look at critical thinking. We've learned that critical thinking is the process of making purposeful and self-regulatory judgment. But do you feel that this definition still sounds too vague and abstract? The process of making judgment. What do I exactly do in the process? What are some practical skills of critical thinking? Experts have identified 6 core cognitive skills of critical thinking: interpretation, analysis, evaluation, inference, explanation, and self-regulation. Interpretation is the skill of clarifying meanings and understanding significance of an issue. How can this skill help with critical writing? Imagine that you are to write an essay to show your attitude towards taking a gap year off during college. Before you can write, you may need to first make sure that you understand the issue clearly. What is the gap year, or what do students do during the year? When you consider questions like this, you are using the skill of interpreting. Analysis is another practical skill of critical thinking. We analyze the case to discover the elements of a matter, the causes of an incident, the relations between two objects, the pros and cons of a policy, and so on. Still take the gap year essay as an example. You may want to analyze the advantages and disadvantages of taking a gap year off during college before making your decision. And your analysis could later be used as reasons and evidence to support your opinion. In this way, the skill of analysis also benefits our writing. Evaluation. This skill allows us to assess if an argument is sound, if a case is relevant, or if a piece of evidence is true. Do you know how this skill can improve our ability of critical writing? Join the discussion in the next section. Did you learn some new ideas from your classmates in the discussion section? So, how can the skill of evaluation improve the quality of critical writing? Back to the same example of the gap year. Say, after analyzing the issue, you find that there are both advantages and disadvantages of taking a gap year off during college. Then, how can you make your decision? This time, you need to evaluate the advantages and disadvantages to see how relevant or how important each of them is to you. A gap year can give you time to experience a different kind of life, but you may find it less urgent compared to the need of learning. A gap year can give you an opportunity to gain practical skills, but you may want to develop academic skills first. So the skill of evaluation helps you consider different sides of an issue and thus make your writing more meaningful. At the same time, this skill can also be used to evaluate our own essays and help make proper revisions. Another skill of critical thinking is inference. It refers to the skill of drawing conclusions from the analysis and evaluation of evidence. Obviously, this skill directly produces the point of view that you want to argue in your writing, be it taking or not taking a gap year off. Explanation is the skill of stating your judgment and making arguments. It is exactly what we do when we write a critical essay. Remember what critical writing is? To argue for a point of view by providing reasons and evidence and responding to opposite opinions. So this skill improves the way we present our ideas in writing. And finally, critical thinkers also have the skill of self-regulation to examine their own thinking and correct mistakes when necessary. This is what we do when we revise our essays. In summary, critical thinking facilitates critical writing in 2 ways. It first provides us with quality content for our essays. After all, we can never produce an essay if we have no clear views, no matter how skilled we are. Simultaneously, the explanation skill allows us to show our ideas in a better form, which means to make our writing more logical and forceful. This is why the course ventures to put critical thinking skills and the teaching of English writing. We'll talk more about using the 6 critical thinking skills later.